I like I like shit with history and like character. And the Camaro, it's built because of me. Like I don't give a fuck really what other people think about my shit. Like I said earlier in this video, if you're happy and at the end of the day somebody else is happy over something you made, that's a bonus. That's what you gotta look at it. Don't build shit for nobody else. Just build something that you visualize. Don't try to like visualize what other people have in mind for a car. Just build something for yourself. And at the end of the day, people will like that much more than you trying to impress them. It goes further. That's my message. What do you wish you could do? Oh, what car do you wish you could go back in time and buy with 0 to 5 miles? Well, I don't know. That's maybe like a 67 Chevelle or like a 55 Nomad. I like 67 Chevelles and 55 Nomads. That'd be pretty cool, but this shit wouldn't have 0 to 5 miles on it for very long. I'd rack up miles. I don't give a fuck about miles, really. What are the plans with the GTR? Well, the plans are to drive it, enjoy it, put a smile on my face. Probably do like bolt-ons for now. I wanted to spit fire. I'm a fucking ricer a little bit, but I wanted to spit fire. But nothing really, really crazy. Like with bolt-ons, those cars are pretty respectable, like power-wise. Might turn up a boost a little bit, put like M1 turbos on it. Nothing crazy, no big single or anything. That's pretty much the plan, is just enjoy it, like I said. If you could buy, have one car, what would it be? What the fuck doesn't? If you could have one car, what would it be? That doesn't really make sense, but I really got almost all the cars I like. Like, I don't want no, my goal is not a Lambo. My goal is not anything like crazy. Like, I like what I like. I like my Camaro. I like my C10s. I like my Super, my GTR. I'm happy. I would like an AMX down the road, but that's down the road. Why did you sell your dad's Blazer? Because that shit was slow as fuck, dude. That shit was so fucking slow. That's the main reason I sold it. And it was fucking slow. It was stock as fuck. I don't know. I just didn't have no connection with it. If I don't have a connection with a vehicle, I usually sell the shit, honestly. Every vehicle I have a emotional connection with, and I keep them. Like, that's why I sold my dad's Corvette. Because that shit was fucking boring. Doo-doo ass, slow, automatic. I don't like Corvettes. They feel fucking weird. It almost feels like you're sitting on the rear wheels. Like, I don't know. I don't like Corvettes. They're old man cars. I'm sorry if you have a Corvette. About how much did the Camaro build cost? That is the most fucking common question I get in my DMs, and the most frustrating question, because I fucking hate that question. And I'm so glad you asked that, because I was hoping somebody would ask that. I have so much money in that car, like over 100 grand, well over 100 grand. And people were like, how? Well, I've had that car since I was 18. It's had a 350 in it, a 355, a 383, a LS3 416, and now has a 441 LSX block. I mean, that alone is outrageously expensive. The motors in the car now, I'd have to put it together, all the parts, because that motor started as a bare block LSX block, a 454 LSX block, 6-bolt head. Just the block alone, I think, was like 4 grand, 5 grand. And then the crank, Dragon Slayer crank, all the rods. I mean, the motor's built to handle the power I want it to make. That motor was probably like it's probably in between 20 and 30 grand built. That alone, my subframe was almost 10 grand. Like, probably almost over 10 grand. The Detroit Speed subframe. It's so much money. The rear end was 5 grand. The wheels were 5 grand. The brakes. Oh, there's just so much money tied up in that car. And I've done it so many different times. Like, I started off with 4 piston brakes in the front. Now it's got 6 pistons. I've just done so much money. It's crazy, the amount of money. Like, I can't answer that question because I've done it so many times. It's not like I've done that car one time and be like, oh yeah, here's the bill that I got from the shop that built it. I built that car Like I'd have to factor in like my hours of labor. Like it's a impossible question to answer. Honestly, I have no idea what I have in the Camaro. I know it's over. I could part list you over 100 grand right now of parts in that motherfucking car. Do you run subframe connectors? Of course. Why would I not run subframe connectors? That would be dumb. Do you plan on buying an AMX? If so, how will you build it? Well, that's one reason why I did not buy an AMX here recently. I got so many projects. I got to finish the Camaro, do the C10. I won't do the C10 probably for another 4 years or so. Wait till my daughter gets about 5 so she like understands what we're doing. But with the AMX, I'm not gonna just buy a stock AMX. I'm gonna buy an AMX and I'm gonna blow it apart and piss people off. I'll probably put an LS motor in it or like a new LT motor. It'll probably be all motor. I don't know. It'll definitely be Chevy powered. That's one thing. Probably have CCW wheels. That's probably what I'd do with the AMX. And it'd probably be big bad green. Green with the black stripes. I love that color combo. Who builds your motors? And does he decide what goes in them, or do you? Well, the guy that builds my motors, his name is Charlie Hemphill. He used to work for the Hendrick race team. I think he's like 78 years old now. And he used to build motors for Hendrick, the son that died. He's a hell of a motor builder, and he knows his shit. And he's almost like a grandfather figure to me. Like we're really good. We're really close. He lives in Durham, about 45 minutes from me. And we usually like combine and we like work together on shit. He usually picks out the cam and shit. My motors are not built to sound cool. They're built to perform. Like a lot of people were like, you'll put a big lumpy cam in that shit. Well, the big lumpy cam ain't gonna do shit if you ain't got the compression to back it up, bro. Like my motors are built with the combination of me and him working together. Like, because I know things and he knows things, and that's how it goes. That's how my motors go together. What made you do a Pro Charger over turbos? Well, back to the ricer thing. I'm a fucking ricer. I like the sound of a Pro Charger. Like whenever you're off the gas and it's just dumping all that boost out of the blow-off valve, it sounds amazing at idle. It whines, and they make fucking amazing power. Only issue of Pro Chargers is belt issues. Like getting to make power and hold the belt on is the only issue. With turbos, you gotta worry about wastegates sticking and just all kinds of bullshit. Turbos are so complicated compared to the Pro Charger. Like with the Pro Charger, you bolt it on, and the only thing you gotta pray for is the belt holds up. That's why I did Pro Charger versus a turbo. Any advice for guys getting into welding or fabricating? Go to school, pick up a welder. Like today could either be day one or it could be one day. Like you can either pick up the welder today and start your career, start getting a little bit of time under your belt, or you could be like, oh, one day I'm gonna pick up a welder and make some money. It's up. Your choice is yours, honestly. Like that's the thing. Like that's the way I was. I was always wanting to go to school, and then one day I was just like, fuck it, I'm going to go to school and become a welder and be something with my life. Fuck working this stupid ass job at Olive Garden. That's what I used to be. I used to be a bus boy. I used to hate that shit. Nah. I had to change my life. I wasn't going nowhere. What kind of build do you want for the R34? Well, I answered that question earlier. Where do you work? I work for a place called Captive Air. We build ventilation systems for restaurants, and we're always fucking busy. Are you going to put the hydro in the Camaro to good use? Yeah, I plan on it. Plan on ripping up some on-ramps and shit. What was the brand name of the headlights you recommend for your C10? Well, not just for my C10. I got them in my C10s and my Camaro. They're truck LED lights. I forget what the serial number or whatever is, but they're made for like the newer Jeeps, and they're direct bolt-in. You don't have to wire in no resonators or anything or whatever you want to call it. You just plug it in, like same connectors and everything, and voila, you got freaking daylight at nighttime. They're not cheap, but they're worth it. What's not cheap is hitting a deer, and you'll see a deer way before with those headlights. What is your daily life like? Just like yours. I'm a normal person. Like I said, I don't get paid from YouTube. I don't get paid from Instagram. Hopefully one day I'll get paid from YouTube, maybe. But right now I'm just a daily dude, man. I work, come home, feed my family, play with my kids, love my wife, and I'm just a daily dude, bro. That's why my shit don't really get done that much. Always working. What is your motivation for a kid in life or wanting to embark in a project car? For me, I'd say just start saving parts. Find a car that you like, buy that car, and who cares if you want to do like a swap, it's probably best to buy a car that's not running. It'll save you some money. Granted, you won't be able to drive your project car, but it'll save you money. And just save parts. If you still live at home, save parts and put them shits in your freaking closet. That's what I did with the Camaro. I saved parts for like 3 years on the Camaro on my first build. Half those parts aren't even on my car anymore because I've done changed it so much. But I saved parts for probably about 3 years before I actually like put them on the car. And like I remember people doubted me so much. People will doubt you with a project car. That's one thing I tell kids. It feels weird that I'm saying. I feel like I'm an old fuck right now, but the thing I would tell kids is people are gonna hate on you. People are gonna tell you, "Oh, bro, why don't you just go buy? Why don't you have your mommy and daddy buy you a new car?" Fuck a new car, dude. New cars have no character. They don't have that smell. They don't have that. Oh shit, is this shit gonna break down? Like it's fun. Like have a project car. It's fun, dude. Like it gives you character, just like the car. Like people that drive fucking mommy and daddy money cars usually have no sense of humor and they're fucking pricks. Fuck that. Like I don't know. It's just I'd have to say just save your money, buy the parts as you can. Nobody's rushing you to build a car. It's at your pace. Like if you can't buy this thing, don't sell yourself short. Also, is another thing I'd say. Like with me, I'd always save money to buy something that I want. Granted, I could have bought some eBay shit or I could have bought some fake CCWs, but instead I saved my money and bought the real thing because at the end of the day, you'll feel better if you got what you wanted. Like just save your money and work towards the goal. Like set your goals high. There's no deadline. Your deadline is your deadline. You don't have to impress nobody. That's what I'd have to say to the youth that are just now getting into cars. Just build your shit, man. Like, don't take your shit to a shop. I mean, like me, I don't feel comfortable like tuning my shit. So that's the only thing I really like lend out or like sub out on my cars is tuning. I don't feel comfortable. I don't know anything about that. And like wiring, I hate fucking wiring. I don't like wiring cars either. Like, cause I don't know, some people love that shit. I hate it. But just build your cars, save your money, hoard parts, and then just come out on the streets and break necks. That's all I got to say to the youth. What was your first car? My first car was a 1981 Trans Am, white with blue interior. The thing was rough as fuck, but I loved it. I got that car. My dad bought that car for me for my 15th birthday, I believe it was. And it got stolen. We had a car lot at the time, and I remember people used to come by. It was all the way in the back of the car lot. You could not even see that shit from the road. People would come in, and my dad was like, "Hey, you want to buy a car?" "Yeah, what about that Trans Am in the very back?" My dad was like, "No, that's just not for sale." And somebody wanted it more than us, and they stole it off our fucking lot, and they crashed it. The wheels they had like fucking steelies on it. They stole like a whole bunch of shit and just crashed it into the woods. It was found. That was my first car. 1981 Trans Am. What do you do for work? I just told you. What car/truck do you like the most out of your collection? Probably my Camaro. My Camaro and my white C10. I just have so many memories with those cars. The other ones, I really don't have a shit ton of memories made in them. And I could sell the Supra tomorrow. I could probably sell the green truck tomorrow. But my white C10 and my Camaro would never be for sale. I got a lot of memories in those cars. It was like my buddy just sold his 55 Chevy. And a lot of memories in that, man. Like, I don't understand. I don't know. Some people are different. Everybody's wired different. But I don't know how that shit made me sad whenever Danny sold his 55. Like, I low-key almost cried. I was like, dude, what the fuck? But, yeah, Camaro and 67 Chevy are definitely my favorite cars because just the memories of my dad and the Camaro. There's memories of my uncle that passed away, my dad's friend. That he was another guy that really got me. Scott Kelly really got me into cars. He always come over to the house with badass shit whenever I was younger. My buddy Vincent that passed away, he was my best friend. I wish he would have been able to ride in that car. He was always there, like watching the build, because he lived in St. Louis, and that guy lived with us, and it sucks, man. Just people just die, and you have shit like the Camaro, and you just hold on to those memories. But that's all the questions I got, and I just deleted all my DM questions, but I feel like I covered a pretty good amount. If you guys have any more questions, ask me in the comments here. This is a 30-minute long video. Holy fuck. If you guys stick around to watch this whole video, thank you. And if you like this, I'll do more videos like this. But if this is the first time you're seeing my channel, I have an Instagram, OneDirtyLS, and you can follow me on there. Follow me on here by subscribing. And yeah, I hope you all have a good weekend, and catch you all next video.